So Canon finally did it. They discontinued the EF-M very quietly, and it's a real shame because, you know, those cameras are amazing. Really small little cameras that you can just put in a bag when you're traveling, or, you know, when you're doing quick shoots or quick photo shoots. Absolutely amazing. But I understand it's no longer viable and they're concentrating on the RF system now, so it had to go. The issue is there's a growing set of people on Facebook on the EOS-M group, and those people shoot Magic Lantern RAW. And for those people, it's the simplest, cheapest and easiest way to get into high quality RAW shooting without breaking the bank. Whether they have a Sony camera which shoots 10-bit or whether they have a Micro Four Thirds camera that shoots 8-bit, they still want to shoot RAW in their productions. But with Canon quietly discontinuing the EF-M mount, that means there's going to be no more new lenses. And we've seen this with other companies as well, not releasing their new cinema glass for EF-M. So even though I don't show many EOS-M videos anymore, you know that the EOS-M has a special place in my heart. It's a place where I got started in cinematography, and it's a place where a lot of people got started, so we couldn't let it die, and that's why we created this. This is the world's first dual native mount that can accept Sony lenses and EF-M lenses on the same mount. Now I know what you're thinking, Cole, why did you do this? Well, the thing is, I shoot Sony, so obviously I have E-mount. I shoot Micro Four Thirds, so I need those lenses as well. And obviously I shoot on the Canon EOS-M. And when you're buying so many adapters and different connectors and all sorts of bits and pieces, that can get very, very expensive. In some cases, it's not even possible to put a Sony lens on a Canon or a Micro Four Thirds lens on a Canon. And I'm hoping that this mount will bring new life into the EOS-M. So if you're a Sony shooter and you have lots of expensive vintage glass that you'd like to use on your EOS-M, now you can do that. For me, what triggered this was when Sony released the Nightwalkers. They sent me a set for the E-mount for my FX30, and I was so blown away with the quality of those lenses, the build quality, the fast aperture, the nice out of focus backgrounds. Everything just looked really nice. Yes, they had a few little flaws here and there, but for me, I really, really love those lenses, and I just wished I could use them on my EOS-M. So I started hacking away at the EOS-M mount, and then finally came up with a rough prototype that would allow me to put my E-mount lenses on my EF-M. Now, there is some caveats within this, and we're going to get into that later, but first of all, I want to show you how you put this EOS-M mount onto your camera, and it's very simple. Now, when installing the mount, just make sure you've got a high quality screwdriver. Don't use any cheap crap, otherwise you're going to strip the screws. And you want to hold it firmly, and you want to take the screws out one by one. Just 4 screws, that's it. Once you've taken the 4 screws out, just lift off the mount gently. Take your new dual mount, put it in the same position so the locking pin goes in the right position. And then just screw the 4 screws back down, and it's as simple as that. Now, if you have any E-mount adapters or E-mount manual lenses or anything like that, you can now put them straight onto your Canon EOS-M. This will help you with your upgrade path in the future. So if you want to buy some Sony lenses, but you're not ready to buy your Sony camera yet, you can go ahead and buy, you know, your set of Nightwalkers or your Sony E-mount adapters, such as K&F. There's so much you can do out there. And we've even populated a list of lenses that we've tried already. And we hope that you will populate that list too. Now, as I said, the driving force behind this was the CINE Nightwalkers, and I was amazed that I was able to get them to work. Now, one of the caveats is the markings are upside down, but I think it's a small price to pay for being able to use these great affordable lenses on your EOS-M camera. This is going to be the same for most lenses that have markings as well. They're going to be slightly rotated, but as I said, it's a small price to pay. You can't use electronic lenses, forget about it. Fly-by-wire lenses that get their power from the pins on the camera will not work. And to top it off, they won't even lock if you try to put them on. If you look at these pictures closely, you can see the electronic lens pin is slightly longer and goes more to the outside diameter of the mount. Now, because of that, we cannot make those kind of lenses fit. So even though all Sony lenses look the same, there's definitely some intricacies going on here that can't be accounted for in such thing as a dual mount. So yeah, Sony electronic lenses just won't lock. This is very experimental. We cannot guarantee every lens, every adapter will work. But from what I've tried at the moment, including my EF adapters, the Sony Nightwalkers, and certain micro four thirds lenses, which we'll get into later, can all be adapted. It's very experimental. If we try to hack that even more to get other lenses to fit, then we run the risk of not having the original EFM lenses fit. And we want to make sure that the EFM lenses perform as normal, as well as using manual Sony glass. So do not even try to put electronic lenses on there. You have been warned. Also, another caveat is that you can't use anamorphic lenses. Lenses that have the anamorphic attached into it, like one piece anamorphic lens, will not align right, so you cannot use that either. If you do want to go anamorphic, then adapters are the way to go, such as the Sony or the SLR Magic. Now this is my Nuyi Micro Four Thirds to E mount. I don't really recommend this adapter, but I put up with it because it allows me to use my Micro Four Thirds lenses on my E mount. It's really finicky, but you know, it's cheap and it kind of works. Now I bet you're wondering, what cage was that? Well, this is the new EOS-M cage from Filmatura. And this one is in silver, so it's not anodized yet, but it's a cage designed specifically for the EOS-M because the cages are non-existent for EOS-M. So it was about time we had a proper cage. And as you can see, there's 1/4-20s all over the cage here and some 3/8 at the top with ARRI locating pins. We've got the same at the side, 1/4-20s ARRI locating pins. On the bottom, you can see we have lots of 1/4-20s here and the big one for the tripod screw. Absolutely fantastic. And this was designed by Tom and sold by Tom. So this is actually a Filmatura product. This will be anodized in black. So obviously it will look like a normal cage. And this is available on the website now. So go over there for all pricing for the mount and for this cage as well. Absolutely stunning, great quality. That's it, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, this is a very experimental process, so there's no way we can try every lens and every adapter. I'm pretty sure if you stick to manual stuff only, manual dumb adapters and stuff like that, everything will work fine. But we've got the list there and we're trying to populate this list to see, you know, what works and what doesn't work. There's no guarantee that we can say every lens will work. So we're just saying that if you want some affordable cine glass like the Nightwalkers or certain other lenses out there for your EOS-M, this is the way to go. So thank you for watching. Head on over to Filmatura website now and I will see you on the next one. Later.